All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Friday the 13th. I know Fausto is referring to it as a spooky Friday the 13th. That is almost like Halloween. Great to see everybody here this Friday afternoon, though. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. Make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go across the board, actually, for all of us inside the trading room. Really quickly, I'll just get this done with right away. I wrote it earlier in the chat board. So, if the screen resolution for all of us inside the trading room is a bit funky, just we're aware of that. We're going to fix that just as soon as we're done. So just, if the audio is coming in crystal clear, at least, we should be good to go. Perfect. So Jeff, Phil, Chuck, Daniel, Pat, great to see all of us. And for all of us tuning in on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube. So a little bit different of a platform today, actually. You can see the blue Dow right now. I usually have it like yellow orangish. So, heading into the afternoon, the Dow pushing up higher heading into this Friday afternoon, at least. So we'll see if there's anything else that can move upward with the market. I will say this, though, when the Dow ended up diving pretty much off earlier on throughout the mid-morning, I should say, a lot of stocks ended up moving off a bit sharper compared to what we saw. So we'll take a look at a stock like NEO. We'll take a look at a stock like LI, the EV stocks. They still seem to be dumping off for right now. So, wow, it's just crazy to imagine at this point, because you take your eyes off a stock like NEO, the more expensive it gets. We're not really trying to trade 1,000 shares of a $50 stock as much. Of course, we will do partial positions with that in mind, but nonetheless, we're trying to stay more so within a certain range. But with NEO, to see it just go from 54 and change now down to 41 and under, that's crazy. Down 14+% right now. So for the meantime, at least, we'll keep this in mind heading into the afternoon. I might just write all of the different EV stocks. I would assume for all of them to be pretty much moving similarly. LI not breaking a new low just yet, but right there. XPEV dumping off pretty sharply right now here too. They're all shortable, and then otherwise, if and hopefully when they bounce, we'll see a nice push up at least from there. So just the volatility we'll embrace. So for right now, just kind of outright the EV stocks collectively. One I do just want to highlight from this morning, though, actually, Solo, SOLO, cheapy. We can't short that one, but otherwise, Solo heading into the morning. This took off with the rest of them, but I mean, so quick. As soon as the market opened up, it ended up taking off from like 540-ish, 524, as you could see clearly at the low of the day, but took off all the way up towards 650, right? And then from there, ended up consolidating and broke out. When this opened up, this was certainly one of the 2 or 3 that I was most interested in. But once this took off, I was looking for a pullback. I was hoping to see down towards 550, 560. Never got it up until at least heading into the late morning, 11 o'clock time here. So at that point, I wasn't there to take the trade, but at least from the morning, man, this thing took off. So one of the better trades of the day is Solo. We've seen this stock tease us in the past, but between yesterday and today, it's done us pretty nicely so far. For right now, I would just say trading 154 million shares across the day, it's pretty exhausted. Trading in a tighter range right now. You can't short it on the way down. So, definitely a good stock to keep in mind going forward now with the rest of the other EV stocks. I like the momentum here at least. So hopefully over time, it's not to say it just goes up higher and higher, but hopefully it maintains this type of volatility. Hey, maybe it'll drop back down to 4. Maybe it'll drop back down to, 450. And then from there, make a new move back up next week at some point. Just we embrace the volatility. So seeing back-to-back runs like this, definitely keep this on your side list, going into the following week here. All right. So what we'll do really at this point, it's Friday. We're not expecting a whole lot on a Friday, but the markets are pushing up. We'll see if there's anything that's up with the market and anything else otherwise. We'll go from top to bottom really at this point and see if there's anything else. For anything else that we traded at least from earlier today, we'll kind of just do a quick recap on. All right, so the UROV, it looks like a buyout. I'm not going to even really concern myself with looking. I'm just going to assume it is. APWC, nice run on this at least. I mean, across the day generally, more so from the market open or the mid-morning rather, from 10 o'clock, 10:30, pop from 150 all the way up towards just about 230. Dumped back down pretty sharply though. Heading into the afternoon, it looks like it already made its second squeak back up. I would only expect for this to just kind of exhaust out or just slip off here now. I say that just more with this shakedown here, more profit taking at this point. So, it ended up popping and it ended up breaking higher. Maybe it ends up making another run, but I don't think so really at this point. My guess would be no. My guess would be no. NHLD trade, spotty charts near the highs, not doing a whole lot though. Look at CBAT talking about dumping off here, right? So CBAT ended up making a nice squeeze, actually more from the pre-market, and then a little bit later on after the market opened up, right around 10:30. Same move, pop from 6 up towards 650ish. Dumping off though here, right? So for the meantime, again, just same thing. We're gonna pass on this stock. KCAC warrants, I think this is. I'll check out regular KCAC at least. Yeah, this one's pushing up pretty well. Trading 38,000 shares per minute. Volume's dying off from the last spike at least, but nonetheless, just more volume coming in from the breakout, running up higher, up towards 1865 high of the day. Just the spread's big, order book is thin, so that's always a concern here for us. Otherwise, yeah, not even a whole lot of volume traded above 1830 even, you could see. I mean, it looks like there was some volume filled here up to 1840, 1850, and then after that, it goes down pretty much. But it is shortable, so if it ends up dumping off the complete other way, I guess that would be the move. But otherwise, I mean, for where it is right now, if it ends up breaking higher, we'll look to see if there's a new order on the ask, a new resistance to work with that we could identify with. But yeah, for right now, I guess I'll put this on. See if there's anything that has a tighter spread, at least in this. But for right now, this will make the cut. Fausto's Soul Trade, SOL. It's like Solo 2, he had called it. So SOL, at least. This ended up popping from the open from 4 up towards 534. Same thing, just dumped off, exhausted out at this point. All right, we'll kind of pick and choose our battles here. We don't need to go through every single one at this point, but MGI is shortable. It ended up, moving up pretty nicely up until this point, but it is shortable. So if it goes the complete other way, then perhaps we'll find more opportunity on the way down. But if it holds here and pushes back up, then we'll hope for a new high heading into the afternoon. So for right now, MGI, we'll just put on our list. Nice tradable stock. Hall of Fame, HOFV. That's a familiar name. Same move that it made pretty much from what was it, a week or two ago? You could see here at the time, a week or two ago, the stock was shortable. So for as much as it pumped up, crapped out the other way, right? So that was an incredible drop off. It wasn't shortable today. I just wanted to take a look. All right. Just going to skim down the rest of this gainers list right now. We already have the EV stocks on there and more of them are on the losers end, right? So FSR, Fisker. This one's kind of holding where it is here, dived off with the rest of the others, but made a nice bounce. Yeah, it's just about it. All that I see on the gainer side here. Maybe I'll check out this last one. It was, oh, my scanner's just refreshed on me right there. CREG, cheapy. I've seen the stock in the past at least. Pushed up a spotty chart. Not much going on right now. All right, we'll hop over to the losers list. We'll see if there's anything looking just as good, if not better, or that could join. I mean, we already have, again, the EV stocks down big. Sava, familiar name. It is shortable, but very flat right now, not doing a whole lot. Not only did this drop off from pre-market this morning, but this it took a big hit yesterday in the afternoon, right? Post-market earnings. So big drop. Again, it is shortable, so if it ends up breaking down, that would be a nice opportunity, but if it hasn't done it for the last 2 hours, I wouldn't necessarily expect for it to do here. Just the volume's still waning down. So maybe to keep it in mind, like for your side list next week, like I had said before, Solo, in a similar regard based on the volatility. SFT here, kind of same thing. All right. I'm going to skip over all of the other EV stocks, folks. You know that they're already on the list. I simply don't want them freezing up my screen. So for all of us inside the trading room, again, I'll say just if the resolution right now isn't the best, we're aware of that issue. I just don't want this to even lock up that much more. We have Peloton down 7+%. I guess with the market moving back up, this is kind of like one of those at-home stocks, or so to say. So Peloton taking a big hit right now. I mean, pretty expensive. If you have options on it, maybe to follow it. Same with Zoom. All right. What we'll do is just check out, I guess, some of the other side list stocks that we normally sift through, like the cruise lines, the airlines. I'll just take a quick look. NCLH moved up pretty nicely earlier on today, dived off from 2025 or so. That was a pretty big level. At the time I'd called that out, it ended up looking very strong at the time. I took a 3-cent hit. I took the long myself just going into the early afternoon. And from there, well, it pulled back. I got out and then dived off here. So, maybe they'll make a bounce heading into the afternoon. For right now, just kind of keep them on the back end, so to say. MGM, this had a ridiculous trend today. I saw that in the trading room earlier. Rich called that out. All right, from Debbie, she's asking, please go over Pola and WWR. So alongside, what was it? We had the Sun W trade that ended up moving up pretty nicely in pre-market. We had Pola here. WWR is also in pre-market. They ended up having earnings from yesterday. So I'm still in this trade. I'm in from 402, losing some profit right now. So not really too much to brag about there, but I'm hopeful. So at this point, just look at the daily chart on WWR. It's made a pump up in the past. Of course, it's dumped off right away after. So I'm not swing trading this as much, but I'm hopeful to see an afternoon move on this. So although I'm still in it, I'm not as likely to put this on our main watch list just yet. Like, I lost some profit on this trade already on this. I could have sold at 425, or at least when it broke down below 420, which I listed as a critical level. So I'm going to check out right now to see where it is in the next few minutes, and I'll probably look to get out if it ends up going a couple of cents lower there, Debbie. Otherwise, hold on to it maybe until the close. If it ends up popping, I'll be the first one to call it out. I'll let you guys know. But I don't want you folks watching the grass grow, watching the paint dry if this does nothing. From Norman, AHT. See what happens when we watch the grass grow and the paint dry? Miss out on a stock like AHT here, right? So, I think that this was called out maybe right before this meeting started. Great heads up from Norman here. So, yeah, AHT, if I'm not mistaken, I think I might be actually. This is a hospitality stock. I'm going to take a look. I thought this was like a COVID vaccine stock. I'll look on Benzinga Pro right now while I have the time. Ashford Hospitality Trust. Let's see. Yeah, no. This is not a vaccine stock. I may have mixed this up with APT. I probably did. That's my dyslexia kicking in. Back from Monday, I saw the news report generally saying that shares of several real estate stocks trading higher amid positive vaccine news. So market squeezing up. This is squeezing up right now. You could see on Monday on the daily chart, this was our big mover. So that's pretty much what had happened earlier in the week. It's a nice way to close out the week here too, I guess. So yeah, great call. This one will lead our list off for right now. From Leda, what do you make CCL 25 million volume spike around 2 p.m.? I don't see that. I mean, CCL trades so much volume. So even today, trading 136 million. If I'm not mistaken, they had earnings pretty recently, right? Within the last. Oh no! It wasn't the earnings. It was just the whole. Obviously, it was the market push up here. We ended up seeing CCL gap up, then the big drop off afterwards. NCLH had earnings this week. That's what it was, and then they ended up moving with them pretty much. All right. Yeah, for right now, I mean, CCL just, not too much to write home about right there. And same with PLTR. I love PLTR normally, but very slow right now. Not a whole lot going on here, too. All right, I'll take a quick look on Facebook Live and on YouTube right now, see if there's anything that you folks have for me. From P Trader on YouTube, he's saying Neo had a sharp drop. It certainly did. It's on our list, so definitely note that. I'm just not going to jump to it here because, like I said before, I'm just afraid of it locking up my screen. Once I stop the screen share on the recording on YouTube and all of that, it actually allows me, this to kind of run a bit smoother. All right, folks. So I think for right now, I think we're just about good. Actually, really quickly, I failed to do this. I'll look at Benzinga Pro signals page really fast. All right, we'll check out one stock. I got one for us here. We'll see if it's worthwhile or not. It's breaking new high right now, but got to check. Oh, you see him, yeah. The stock MDRR needs a lot more volume than this. I'll tell you that much. But at the same time, as much as AHT popped back on Monday, the stock also ended up running with it. So this was another like real estate stock that ended up squeezing up at the same time, or roughly around the same time as AHT did. So that's kind of why you're seeing this make the pop here as well. But this one's trading less volume right now. I'll kind of keep this like first man on the bench pretty much. So, if this ends up showing more signs of life, I'll call this out, feature this on our list. But for right now, I'll focus more on that HT. All right, so that just about does it. Pretty short list heading into the end of the week, folks. Not really too surprising. Not a whole lot really happens on Friday afternoons, that is. But we are in the middle of earnings season with everything moving from earnings, with the market pushing up, of course, from the last week in the news. Who knows? We're very hopeful, at least. All right, so for all of us inside the trading room, just give me a quick second. I'm going to copy and paste the picks. I'm going to take a small break on the audio. We'll get Rich sharing his screen again, so the screen will be fixed there. And then for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, as always, make sure that you folks just like, subscribe, notify right on our YouTube channel. That's right there on the banner below, youtube.com/cybertradingu. Otherwise, feel more than free to join us Monday to Fridays right here in the Cyber Group Trading Room. All right, I'll talk to you folks soon. Take care.